Hi there. Some of you have told me that writing that last chapter scene was a lot tougher than you realized it would be, and that sometimes it was even difficult for you to figure out what should be in that scene. So today what I'd like to do is offer a technique and a story. First, the story comes from my own life. I was one of 5 kids, grew up in the mountains of Colorado, and my dad was a man who had homesteaded an island with his own parents in the middle of Alaska, the wilds of Alaska. So he was used to a great deal of solitude, and all of a sudden he found himself with a very chatty wife and 5 kids. What Dad hated most of all of everything was having to wait. He hated waiting for anything, so it must have been absolute anguish for him to get us packed up to go anywhere. But what he hated most of all was having to wait in a parking lot to clear the parking lot. Dad would do anything to be first in line in a parking lot. What this meant was that the entire time I was growing up, I never saw the end of a movie. Not once, not one entire time. Every time the hero was finally going to kiss the girl of his dreams, or the bad guy was finally going to be revealed, or a giant claw was going to come through a window and grab, oh, who knows, maybe the good guy or the bad girl. We were never around to find out, so I never knew the answer to that one. Right before that, we would be climbing over the knees of an entire row of very irate people watching this movie. 5 little kids, 2 adults, murmuring, "So sorry, carry on, don't mind us," making a mad dash down to the end. The door would be closing on the theater, and right out of earshot, that's where the movie unfolded. This translates into my having to, every single movie of my childhood, create the ending myself. Every last one of them. What better technique for a writer than that? What better practice? And that's what I suggest to you today as a technique. Rent a movie you haven't seen, and be fair, play fair to yourself. Have this be a movie you really honestly don't know how it ends, and it's gotten good reviews, and stop it about 2/3 of the way through, and then take out a pad and a pencil or your computer and just rapid fire come out with the most outrageous ideas of how you could actually have this movie close. Just let your mind go free. Write everything down that comes to mind, and then watch the end of the movie and see how your version or versions or thoughts compared to how they actually crafted it. And then what I want you to do is to pick up your own novel, the plot line that you have, and the stuff that you've created, and see what emerges. Just sit down and rapid fire. Give your imagination free rein. And if there were no restraints on it, how would you end your beautiful piece? Have fun creating, and then sit down and write it. Sit down and write it. Let it spill. Let it flow forth. And I'll see you next week.